Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about mechanical properties of solids. In last chapter, that is in chapter number 7, we discussed about rigid body. What is rigid body? An object extended uniformly in which the interatomic distance, intermolecular or atomic distance remain same. That means the bodies cannot be stretched or cannot be compressed as per this statement, as per the rigid body statement. But in reality, all the bodies compressed or stretched on the account of application of a force. Even though steel also can be stretched or compressed when we apply large amount of force on the steel solids. Okay, today we are going to discuss about elastic bodies. Okay, in this case, as per this, when some amount of force applied on any body, on any object or body, then the shape and size of the body changes. That means either it can be stretched or compressed. We can say that in this case the body is got deformed. In this case, the body, we call it as body got deformed. So when we remove deforming force, that is applied force, when we remove deforming force, then the body will regain its original shape and size. Okay, so here the property of a body. So here the materials are the bodies, will regain their original shape and size, after removing deforming forces are called elastic bodies. And the property of regaining its original shape and size after removing deforming forces is called, and the property is called elasticity. So see here, some materials like a lump of some material like some materials like lump of dug or clay on which when when the deforming forces are removed, when the deforming forces are removed, they would not regain their original shape and size. These materials or these bodies are called plastic materials. And the property is called plasticity. So here in this chapter we are going to discuss about elastic behavior of materials, how they play important role in engineering designs. For example, while designing a building, we should have a clear knowledge of elastic properties of materials like steel, concrete, and essential things, etc. Now we are going to discuss about elastic behavior of solids. Elastic behavior of solids. See here, solids means any solid contains large number of molecules or atoms, and all the molecules are interconnected with some bonds, intermolecular bonds. So here I am taking a solid as a model of spring ball system. That is, I am taking like this. So here I am drawing say I am drawing a solid like this. Here I am keeping, consider these are nothing but atoms. Atoms are placed like this, and consider this is nothing but a spring. These are the springs. This is also a spring like this. Consider these are all springs. So when you apply force on this solid material, these springs will be compressed. So here these are nothing but atoms. Here balls are nothing but, consider they are atoms or molecules. And springs are nothing but, here springs represent restoring forces. Springs represents restoring forces. Okay. So see here, when you apply force on this solid material, when you apply force on solid material like this, applied force, so because of the application of force, this spring mass system will be compressed. The spring mass system will be compressed. So when spring mass system is compressed, from Newton's third law of motion, there will be equal and opposite force to applied force. That equal and opposite force, we call it as a restoring force. Restoring force. There will be generation of equal and opposite force to applied force. That equal and opposite force is called as the restoring force. We call this applied force. Because of this force, the body is getting deformed. So applied force is also called as the deforming force. When we remove, because of deforming forces, the body will get shrinked, because of deforming force, the body will be get compressed here. So when you remove deforming force or applied force, because of the restoring force, the body will regain its original shape and size. Because of restoring force, the body will regain original shape and size. And here the applied force, because of the applied force, the body is getting deformed. So applied force is also called as the deforming force. We call it as deforming force. When you remove the deforming force, because of the restoring force, the body will regain its original shape and size. Okay, now we are going to discuss about stress and strain. Stress and strain. See here, when we apply force on solid materials, this force is called as the deforming force. Because the body will get deformed because of application of force. And the deformation, and here the deformation, that is change in shape or size, and the deformation depends on nature of material and on amount of force that we are applying, So when we remove deforming force, because of the deforming force, from Newton's third law of motion, there exists restoring force. That is, restoring force will be developed in the body, in the elastic body, because of the application of force, deforming force. When we remove deforming force, because of restoring force, the body will regain its original size. Okay, here the restoring force, sorry, here the restoring force per unit area is called stress. So stress is equal to restoring force per unit area. That is, force per unit area is nothing but stress. The SI system of units are SI units, or for force the SI units are newtons, for area the SI units are meter square. So Newton per meter square, which are also equivalent to pascals. So pascals, in shortcut we can write it as PA, pascals. Okay, and we also can write dimensional formula for stress, and the dimensional formula is, for force the dimensional formula is mLt power minus 2 divided by, for area the dimensional formula is L square. So on cancelling L and L here, we will get the dimension formula as mL power minus 1 T power minus 2. This is the dimensional formula for stress. And now we are going to discuss about strain. So because of deforming force, there is a change in size of the body. So here we define strain as change in size divided by original size. So here I am going to discuss about three different cases. One is see, I am writing I am taking a cylinder like this, and in another case I am drawing cylinder like this. See here, when I apply a deforming force on it, I am applying force on like this. Because of this application of force, the body will get compressed, and I may apply the force like this. So because if the force is like this, the body will be elongated. Here on cylinder, if the force is like this, the body will be compressed in this case, and in this case the body will be stretched or elongated if the force is like this. In both of the situations, like you consider, if original length is L, because of application of force there is a change in length. That is, because of this force the body may be compressed up to this location. So the change in length is nothing but L here, and because of this application of force, the body will be stretched in both sides like this. Now the new body will be like this. Okay, and here the original length is L, and now change in length is delta L. Change in length is nothing but delta L. So we call this as tensile force. So here tensile force, this is the application of force, and the restoring force is equal and opposite to it. This restoring force is called as the tensile force. And here, because of the application of force, this is the deforming force. There is a development of restoring force that is equal and opposite to application of force. This force is nothing but restoring force. This restoring force we call it here as compressive force. In this case, the restoring force is called as the compressive force. Okay, so see here, tensile force per unit area is called tensile stress. Okay, tensile means in this case the body will be stretched. Like this, right? Next, and compressive force per unit area and the restoring force per unit area. Restoring force per unit area when body is compressed. When the body is compressed is called compressive stress. Tensile stress and compressive stress. So here I am going to define the strain here. The strain is nothing but tensile strain. Tensile strain is equal to, in this case the tensile is there. Tensile strain is equal to change in length. Change in size is nothing but length is changing here. Change in length by original length L. So units are meter divided by meter. So no units. So for strain, no units exist. That means there is no dimensional formula also. Okay, so tensile stress is strain is delta L by L, and in this case we define compressive strain. Compressive strain is also, there is a change in length is occurring. So change in length by original length is nothing but compressive strain. We call tensile strain and compressive strain together as longitudinal strain. Why we are calling it as longitudinal strain? Because in both of these situations length is changing. So we call tensile strain and compressive strain as a longitudinal strain. And also we call tensile stress and compressive stress together, we call it as longitudinal stress. We call this as longitudinal stress. Longitudinal stress is nothing but tensile stress and compressive stress together called as longitudinal stress. Here in both the cases we applied force perpendicular to the area. Now I am going to discuss about different case when there is a cylinder like this. I apply tangential forces, that is nothing but the forces which are parallel to surfaces. Equal and opposite tangential forces are acting on the cylinder. Because of this tangential forces, the body will deform like this. Because of this parallel force, the body will be deformed like this. Because of the tangential forces. Okay, because of this application of forces, there is a development of restoring force. The restoring force tends to regain its original size and shape. So restoring force will be acting like this. And consider this angle is nothing but theta. and the length of the cylinder is L here, and this deformation is delta x. Deformation is delta x. So we call this type of deformation is a shearing. Shearing. So here I am going to define shear stress. Shear stress. Shear stress is nothing but tangential force per unit area is called as restoring force. Restoring force which is parallel to surface. Restoring force is parallel to surface per unit area is called shear stress. What are the units for shear stress? Newton per meter square or pascals are the units for shear stress. Okay. Now here I am going to define shear strain. Shear strain. Shear strain is equal to deformation by original length. So delta x by L. Okay, we also call it as, let us consider for this theta, this is nothing but adjacent side and this will be opposite side. So tan theta is equal to opposite side by adjacent side. So here opposite side is nothing but delta x divided by adjacent side is nothing but L. So here for small deformation, tan theta is approximately is equal to theta. Tan theta is approximately equal to theta. So here shear strain is equal to delta x by L, which is also equal to delta x by L is nothing but what? Tan theta. Okay, so shear strain is nothing but tan theta. Here for shear strain there are no units for shear strain. No units, no dimensional formula also. There is no dimensional formula as well. When you remove this application of force, because of restoring force, the body will regain its original shape and size. Now we are going to discuss about third kind of deformation here, that is hydraulic stress and hydraulic strain. Hydraulic strain is also called as volumetric strain. So here when you take a body and when it is immersed in, when the body is immersed in a fluid like this, when a body is immersed in fluid like this, on this body forces will be acting in all directions perpendicularly like this. Okay, so because of this application of forces, let us consider initial volume is V1, initial volume of the body, initial volume is equal to V1, and because of these forces, normal forces acting on the body, when it is kept inside the fluid, the body will get deformed. That means the size of the body decreases. The size of the body decreases. And let the final volume is nothing but V2 here. So here V2 is less than V1. Okay. So now the change in volume of the body, is nothing but delta V here. So because of the forces acting on the body normally in all directions like this, there exist restoring forces also. So these restoring forces which are normal to the surface, restoring forces per unit area, in this case restoring force per unit area, in this case is called hydraulic stress, or we also call it as its magnitude is equal to hydraulic pressure. Hydraulic pressure P. Okay. So here hydraulic strain or volumetric strain, the strain produced, that change in shape divided by original shape produced in this case is called as the volume strain. Volume strain is nothing but here change in volume divided by original volume. Change in volume divided by original volume. That is nothing but delta V by V. So volume units are meter cube divided by change in volume units also meter cube. So meter cube get cancelled. For volumetric strain also no units for this case and no dimensional formula as well. No dimension formula as well. Okay, this is all about volumetric strain and volumetric stress. Volumetric stress is also called as the hydraulic stress or hydraulic pressure. Right? So now I am going to discuss about Hooke's law. Hooke's law. Here Hooke's law is nothing but for small deformations, stress is directly proportional to strain. Okay, so here stress is directly proportional to strain for small deformations. On removing proportionality symbol, we will get some constant K into strain. Here K is equal to stress divided by strain. Here the constant of proportionality K is called as elastic modulus. Or modulus of elasticity. Its units are, the units of modulus of elasticity are, for stress the units are Newton per meter square divided by for strain no units. So the units of elastic modulus, therefore the units of elastic modulus are same as stress, which are Newton per meter square or pascals. Thank you, students. This is the end of class today. We will discuss tomorrow. We will continue tomorrow. Thank you.